The Garden Report is brought to you by Prize Picks.
Hey, Buddy Manning here. Welcome to a news edition of The Garden Report. The 76ers this afternoon signed Lonnie Walker just hours after Mark Stein reported that he was going to spend the rest of the season in Lithuania and return to the NBA next year. And who are the Celtics playing next on the schedule? The 76ers on Thursday. So Walker's return to the NBA will come against the team he spent training camp with, got waived by, which forced him to go overseas and put up modest numbers in the Lithuanian league. He had 13.5 points per game on 42.9% shooting, did shoot 40% from three in 33 games over there. They signed him to a 2-year minimum deal, less than $1 million for the rest of the season here. Noa Dalzell, one of Lonnie Walker's major advocates, on hand to talk about this. What do you think of him landing with the Sixers team? Obviously dealing with multiple injuries now, needing some guard depth. Do you think he'll impact Philadelphia?
Yeah, I think, they need somebody to come bolster things up. They should probably make more moves than just signing Lonnie Walker at this point, just considering how underwhelming the season has been. But ultimately, it's a good opportunity for him. I think that he deserves to be in the NBA. He's an NBA player, and he just wasn't able to make it work this offseason. And so goes to Lithuania. You got to respect it. He's been playing over there, fully committed to that team, and gets a good opportunity here. And I'm sure he's going to take advantage of it because he's a good scorer. He's somebody that's probably been chomping at the bits for an opportunity to just contribute to an NBA team. And this is one that's down guys like Paul George, Joel Embiid have been in and out of the lineup. There's a lot of shots to go around, and nobody has really stepped in. Yabu's one guy that has capitalized in that situation. I think that this is another guy that might be able to capitalize as well. So I'm happy for him. I think that it'll be a good fit. I don't think he's going to be a major difference maker for them just because they're more than a Lonnie Walker away from being where they wanted to be this year and kind of where we all thought they were going to be.
Yeah, I think we know what he does at this point. Good shooting, good scoring. The other areas of his game, the reason that he ended up overseas, and he needed minutes, he needed opportunities to be able to show what he's capable of, and he'll probably receive them on spot nights in Philadelphia, especially on Thursday if Eric Gordon's still out. Tyrese Maxey missed the last game before the break, so we'll see what their availability is like. Obviously, the question everyone's going to ask, should the Celtics have done this? 15th spot open, made that Torrey Craig move a couple weeks ago. The deadline was today, so seems like his agency pushed Philadelphia a little bit to get this done. And they were interested enough to make a last-minute call there. The Celtics doesn't seem like as much interest after they waived him, despite some thoughts we had maybe that they would bring him back on a cheaper price tag later in the year if things went well overseas. So I never pictured it happening as the year went on, but should it have?
No, I don't think we have any reason to say that it should have. It's not like he's been shooting great splits in Lithuania. I think that, Torrey Craig wasn't available at the time that they had Lonnie Walker training camp. So there was a new option on the market. And I think that by a lot of accounts, they probably felt more comfortable with a more veteran player with more playoff experience, with better defensive pedigree, who's not a worse shooter. And they're not looking for a guy that can create his own shot right now. They have enough of those guys on this roster. We've talked about it. There's almost too many guys that can create their own shot, and kind of trying to figure out how to balance all those opportunities out there, I think, is something that they've struggled with a little bit. Porzingis and Pritchard and Derek and Drew and everybody. So they needed just a spot-up shooter that can play defense, that has veteran experience. And I think that Torrey Craig fits that bill better right now. Obviously, I think Lonnie Walker's ceiling is probably higher, just considering how young he is, considering his potential to score at a high clip. So, if I wouldn't be shocked if now he's balling out for Philadelphia and he goes out for 25 versus Celtics on Thursday and everybody's sitting there freaking out. It's possible. It could happen. But for the most part, I think from what we have, the information that we have right now, this decision seems to make a lot of sense.
Yeah, no real minutes for him in Boston either. So we'll see if he's able to get revenge on Thursday against the Celtics, and whether or not he's able to make people have any regrets about that move early in the year with the opportunity he now has on Philadelphia. Celtics 76ers in Philadelphia on Thursday. We'll probably hear from Walker down there as well as he joins the team this week during the All-Star break. Noa Dalzell will have coverage of that in Philadelphia. This has been a news edition of the Garden Report powered by Prize Picks. Hey, Buddy Manning here. If you made it this far, you probably enjoyed this video, so subscribe, turn on notifications, and check out our social media platforms at Celtics CLNS